So out of all of the new features in iOS 26, I think my favorite one is actually within Apple Music. It's a feature called AutoMix, and to me, this is actually kind of game-changing. It creates a DJ-like transition between the song you're currently playing into the next song, and it uses AI to analyze in real time, like what is the outro in one song, what is the intro into the next one, and it tries to seamlessly blend them together the way a DJ might do it live. I think the quickest way to enable AutoMix, if it's not automatically enabled, is to go into settings and then just search for AutoMix, one word, and then you'll see right here it says sound transitions within apps, Apple Music. Then you'll see the transition style right here, and it gives you this option of AutoMix versus crossfade, but I'm going to select AutoMix, and then once you select that, you should be good to go. So then you just go back into Apple Music, and then when you're in the now playing screen, you tap on this icon in the bottom right here, and then you'll see this new icon that kind of looks like two circles on top of each other, and this is the AutoMix off and on button. So if you tap that off, it'll actually turn AutoMix off, but if you tap it again, it turns it on. Once it detects currently what is playing and what the outro is like, this is where the AutoMix feature will actually start doing its magic. So you can see it's getting towards the end of this song right here. And then you'll see this little mixing thing happen. You see that right there? And then you'll see that the album artwork actually transitioned into the next album. And it took the outro out a little bit of that previous song and mixed it kind of DJ style into this new song. And because I have DJ experience myself, I'm actually noticing that it's not just mixing the song based on BPM, but it's also doing some kind of like audio transition type of magic. Like it kind of uses a high pass and a low pass filter to make it sound like a DJ is actually like live streaming a mix with all of your music. And in my tests so far, it's actually pretty accurate, especially when you're playing songs from a similar genre, which has like a pretty similar BPM. So for example, house music or drum and bass, which is what I'm listening to right now. Sometimes it'll even like start the auto mix thing even with like 40 or 30 seconds worth of a song, because it's sensing that maybe there's like a really long outro in a song and maybe there's a long intro in the next song. So it starts to auto mix. Like you can see here, it started the mix at about 18 seconds ish, and then it shaved off about almost 20 seconds into the next song. So it's kind of blending the outro of the song you're listening to into the intro using special kind of like AI filtering effects. Honestly, this is one of the coolest features I've seen in iOS in a really long time. And I think something like this is actually quite overdue. It definitely has some refinement to do. I think especially when you're mixing, songs from different genres that are nothing like each other. For example, I listen to a lot of death metal. So if I have like a death metal song playing with like a drum and bass song after it, it's gonna do sometimes some really weird transitions if it even tries to auto mix these two genres. It might even shave off part of an outro of a song that is kind of vital to the song because it's sensing something about it and it wants to like automatically make the new song blend into it. But sometimes it's a hot mess and it sounds really awful. But I found especially if you're listening to like one genre or like a similar genre of music, even going from like a slower BPM like house music song into a drum and bass song, sometimes it'll actually speed up the house song outro and then slowly ramp up the BPM into the drum and bass song, which is a lot faster. So it's actually really, really cool and pretty seamless most of the time. Something else that I noticed with AutoMix and one of its limitations is it doesn't seem to analyze songs that you've uploaded yourself, like from your library, like MP3s on your hard drive into the cloud. AutoMix doesn't seem to work on those files in my experience. So maybe this is something that will change in the future. Hopefully it does. And like I said, it seems to work best with like electronic music where there's a really defined beat. But for something like rock music or death metal or classical music or something like that, it typically won't try to beat match or anything like that in those kinds of songs. But what it will do is it will kind of trim out a lot of the silence at the end of songs, or if there's like a long kind of quiet intro in the next song, it'll kind of blend them together so there's actually less silence and you're using AutoMix. So it's pretty cool, honestly. It's like kind of like cross-fading using AI and having almost like a DJ in your pocket. I could definitely see this being useful like at the gym, for example, when I want a more DJ mix kind of feel with my music, with less silence and less long outros, intros, that kind of thing. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried out AutoMix and what do you think of it? And if you watched all the way to the end of this video, leave a watermelon emoji in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know what that accent was about. I'm in Texas, but yeah, anyway, here you go.